There was never any physical evidence that I had anything to do with that. With that exceptional piece of work.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 movie franchises that should never get a reboot.
One does not simply walk into Mordor.
For this list, we're looking at the most beloved series of films that we really hope Hollywood does not try to bring back. Which film franchise do you hope never gets the reboot treatment? Let us know in the comments. Number 10. The Fast and the Furious franchise. This street racing turned heist film series is one of the most profitable franchises around, having grossed over $6.5 billion as of September 2022.
Ask any racer, any real racer. It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
2023's Fast X is set to be the start of the final chapter. So we hope that Universal doesn't look at those profits and try to retread old ground in the future.
All right, listen up. The men we're after are professional runners. They like speed and guaranteed to go down the hardest possible way.
Audiences have loved venturing into the world of fast cars, high-stakes stunts, and, say it with us now,
Family.
But after over 20 years, it's time to put that story to rest. We'd hate to get a proper send-off only to see it cheapened by a reboot. If the studio wants to make more spin-offs in the vein of Hobbs and Shaw, well, that's a different story.
I made a mistake. This is your door.
Oh, no. No backsies.
Number 9. The Hunger Games franchise. The Hunger Games came at the perfect time, amid a widespread boom of young adult adaptations.
I volunteer!
Just like Suzanne Collins' book series, it stood out from the crowd thanks to a killer story with strong political themes. It did what all great dystopian sci-fi does, paralleled our own world with elements that don't seem too far off.
Finally did the math, huh? And you've come to what? Ask me to die?
But it also blended in teen tropes to attract a wider audience, which it undoubtedly did. The story was already told extremely well and was bolstered by Jennifer Lawrence's powerful performance. We're excited to see the prequel, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. We just hope it doesn't give Lionsgate any bad ideas.
Do you know it aired live?
Number 8. The John Wick franchise. The John Wick series constantly amazes us, delivering some of the sleekest action sequences ever seen on film.
This is Wick. Yes, John Wick, that's right. I'd like to make a dinner reservation for 12.
Honestly, we could watch Wick mop the floor with his rivals forever and never grow tired of it. However, a big part of the series' draw, and why it does so well, is Keanu Reeves' performance.
I'm just asking you to try. Either way, you and me will be even.
The first served as a sort of comeback vehicle for the actor, who is adored by the public.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
But who knows how long Reeves will play Wick? Trying to start over with another actor if and when he moves on, no matter how much time has passed, would be a bad decision on Lionsgate's part.
What does he want you to do?
I didn't ask. I just said no.
Number 7. The Dirty Harry franchise. Clint Eastwood has portrayed a lot of iconic characters throughout his career, with one of the most famous being Harry Callahan.
You've got to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
The movies followed Callahan across different cases, where he would use whatever merciless methods he could think of against dangerous, often deadly criminals. Eastwood played the character in 5 films throughout the 70s and 80s.
Look, Lieutenant, I'd bust Palancio for stepping on a crack in the sidewalk if I could, but this isn't his style. Not the cars anyway, it's too direct.
While it seems like the type of crime thriller that Hollywood would have already tried rebooting, we're very glad they haven't. It'd be weird to see someone else in the role Eastwood defined so well. Like many franchises, it ran out of steam by the final entry. 1988's The Deadpool barely made its budget back.
And you know what that means. You're shit out of luck.
Plus, we probably don't need to see this type of cop story brought back. Number 6. The Mission Impossible franchise. Mission Impossible is one of the greatest action franchises ever created. dastardly villains, incredible tech, and supremely suspenseful stunts. It has everything you could want from a spy series. At its heart is Tom Cruise and the whole crew, who've worked with several action directors to bring IMF agent Ethan Hunt's escapades to life. Somehow, each entry's set pieces managed to top those that came before it. It's one of Paramount's most celebrated IPs, but like everything else, it deserves an ending.
Open your chute when the system says not before and definitely not after, or the last thing that goes through your mind will be your kneecaps. Is that clear?
Crystal.
Some have speculated that the upcoming two-part Dead Reckoning will be the end, at least for Cruise. Regardless, it's hard to imagine a reboot featuring the same level of dedication we've already seen.
Well, this is not mission difficult, Mr. Hunt. It's mission impossible. Difficult should be a walk in the park for you.
Number 5, the Indiana Jones franchise. It doesn't get much more classic adventure than the Indiana Jones series.
Daniel! Start the engine! Get it up! Start the engine!
The original trilogy was one of the defining franchises of the 80s, and 2008's Kingdom of the Crystal Skull definitely wasn't without its charm. A big thanks for that has to go to Harrison Ford, who embodies Dr. Jones.
Dad! What? Dad! What? Head for the fireplace!
If the film series were to be rebooted with another actor, it'd feel like a disservice to the character's legacy. A 5th film is set to release in 2023, which may actually be Ford's last. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy has stated they won't create more entries without him. We hope that stays true.
Only in the leap from the lion's head will he prove his worth.
Number 4, the Godfather franchise. We'd think that Hollywood would not remake films as revered as The Godfather, but stranger things have happened.
Instead, you come into my house on the day my daughter's to be married and you ask me to do murder.
Francis Ford Coppola and Mario Puzo's groundbreaking saga chronicles the adventures of a powerful mafia family, the Corleones. It features astounding performances from dramatic actors at the top of their game, like Al Pacino, Robert De Niro, Marlon Brando, Diane Keaton, and many others.
I'm your older brother, Mike, and I was stepped over.
That's the way Pop wanted it.
It ain't the way I wanted it. I can handle things. I'm smart.
While it didn't end on the highest of notes, it's still highly respected. The Godfather and its sequels will likely be studied and discussed for years to come. So we really hope Paramount never gets desperate enough to try and retell the Corleone family story.
Thank you. I ordered the death of my brother.
Number 3, the Lord of the Rings franchise. Make as many prequels and spin-offs as you want, as long as the original trilogy stays untouched.
It's a dangerous business, Frodo. Going out your door, you step onto the road, and if you don't keep your feet, there's no knowing where you might be swept off to.
Peter Jackson's adaptation of J.R.R. Tolkien's magnum opus is rightfully one of the most cherished in cinema history. It was a fantasy epic unlike anything we'd seen before, with career-defining portrayals, wonderful effects and makeup, and truly stunning battles. Altogether, the movie snagged not 10, not 12, but 17 Oscars.
My friends.
You bow to no one.
It really couldn't have been better. So why would anyone try to rival that? We're happy to explore other periods of Middle-earth's history through TV, video games, or other films. But when it comes to the tale of Frodo and the One Ring, it's best to just leave well enough alone.
So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us.
Number 2, the Harry Potter franchise. Harry Potter defines a crucial moment in time and pop culture.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
But that time is over now, and that's okay. The wizarding world pulled in fans of magic, regardless of age, whisking us to a school we wished with all our might we could attend. Daniel Radcliffe, Emma Watson, and Rupert Grint were pitch-perfect casting choices. But each installment also included a parade of veteran British actors, terrific effects, and a story that was easily accessible yet thrilling and enchanting.
Is this all real? Or is it just happening inside my head?
While including every detail from the books was impossible, the films did the best they could. The story itself came to a natural, satisfying end. So it's time to bid farewell to the boy who lived. Any reboot would just feel forced and inauthentic.
There's no such thing as magic.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Back to the Future franchise. Who knew that a snarky teen and a wacky scientist would turn out to be one of cinema's all-time greatest friendships?
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Out of a DeLorean?
Marty and Doc's adventures through time provide some of the most genuine fun we've ever had watching movies. Whether it's a journey to the 50s, their interpretation of 2015, or the Old West, each installment feels like a gift from the film gods.
You ain't Seamus McFly. You look like him, though. Especially with that dog ugly hat.
The trilogy is pure movie magic with endlessly quotable lines, stellar set pieces, and a sense of imagination that cannot be replicated. To top it all off, the chemistry between Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd is so phenomenal, we believe they'd been friends for years. Back to the Future is a once-in-a-lifetime series, and it should stay that way.
I wanted to do that all my life!
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.